So over the weekend, I had the privilege to finally be able to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's been a long time coming, since 2017 and Joss Whedon released the absolute disaster of, I don't even know if you could call it a film. It's been a long time coming, but we finally got it. I was so excited to see it, and I'm so excited to talk about it. I really loved it. Don't have much to complain about, but I'm just excited to talk about it. Make sure to leave in the comments what you thought on the film. Did you like it? Did you hate it? If you hated it, let's debate about it. I love a debate, and if you liked it, I'll probably agree with you. But there will be more videos coming this week about the DCEU. I'm going to rank all the movies. I'm also going to talk about the cameos that were in Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is Martian Manhunter, Lex Luthor, Joker, Deathstroke, and Zack Snyder. So those are going to come later this week, but I'm really excited, so let's jump in and let's start the review. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time just trashing the 2017 version, the theatrical version, because everybody knows that it's how bad it is, so there's no reason to just talk about that. I want to talk about the new movie. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Flash and Cyborg. Now, I'm not trashing the 2017 movie, even though it is trash. I'm just comparing it. I'm just using it as comparison. In the theatrical cut, what a lot of people had a problem with was the way Flash and Cyborg were portrayed, me included. I didn't think they got enough screen time, I didn't think they got enough backstory, and Flash was literally just a running joke, like literally a running joke. Not the case in this one. They both got a lot more screen time. They both had their backstories fleshed out to where, I mean, that's what they deserved, and it was a lot less confusing. Cyborg actually played a very key role in this movie, as did Flash. Cyborg has a connection to the mother boxes that wasn't really talked about in the theatrical cut. And Flash actually had like a very important role at the end of this movie. This version of him is what he is supposed to be. He's supposed to be the comedic relief. He's supposed to be the nerdy kid, the Peter Parker of the DC. Flash has always been one of my favorite characters in comic books, and just seeing the way that he's been portrayed in the past, not just in the theatrical cut, but in other things, it doesn't seem really true to his comic character. He was done perfect in this movie. Now, he did still tell some jokes, and jokes were directed at him, but they didn't bring the movie down and they didn't belittle him. It fit the narrative of the movie and the tone of the movie. And thank God they finally gave him, in this one, Zack Snyder gave him a crucial role. He saved the day when, at the end of the movie, when the box is blue, and he broke his one rule, not to run faster than the speed of light. He turned back time, and I thought that was one of the coolest things in the whole movie. You could literally see the characters like getting pieced back together, like their bones and muscles and their skin. It was super cool. So he saved the day. Wasn't in the 2017 movie, but oh well. I just thought that they did Flash and Cyborg both. They did them perfectly. I really want to see the Flashpoint movie, and I really want to see a Cyborg movie. I think they deserve it, and I think it's something that the fans would love. Next thing I want to talk about is the villains. So, in comparison to the 2017 theatrical cut, just looking at Steppenwolf is different. his look in the 2017 cut looked goofy. It looked like a ball of CGI. This cut, obviously we know it's a ball of CGI, but he looks so freaking cool. He looks so much cooler. His armor looked super cool. His face looked better. And he was overall just done really well. He's obviously not the main villain. Darkseid is. But this was Steppenwolf's movie. As the villain in this movie, I think Zack Snyder did an incredible job with him. He was very interesting, very powerful, and I loved him in this movie. Talking about Darkseid, I've heard people say that Darkseid wasn't in the movie enough, that they thought he was supposed to be the main villain, which is true, but Darkseid was in the movie perfectly, the perfect amount, a perfect tease for things to come. And you see how much of a problem the heroes had with Steppenwolf, and then when he finally gets killed and Wonder Woman beheads him, Darkseid just steps on his head and like, oh, this is just a pawn. So you wonder how powerful Darkseid would actually be, and it's crazy. He would have taken away from this movie, but like in a future movie, it would be perfect. This was a perfect setup and a perfect tease for him. Moving forward to Lex Luthor and the Joker, they were in the movie a perfect amount as well. They would have taken away from the story, and just their scenes in the epilogue were perfect, especially Joker's. Holy crap. Feed me a movie of Joker and Batman, or a series. Just give me something between those two. That scene, the nightmare scene, just made me want more. One of my biggest problems with Suicide Squad was Joker. The way he looked, the way he talked, the writing. This was perfect. He looked great. He sounded great. The writing was great. I need a movie. Give it to me, please. But I thought the villains were done perfectly. Just the movie as a whole. I know a lot of people I've heard complain about the slow-mo, how there was too much of it, but it's a comic book movie. There's going to be slow motion. It makes scenes more exciting. So I thought the slow motion was done fine. I thought it was done really great where you needed it. It was where it needed to be. It made the movie more dramatic, but it's just, I thought it was great. Something else I wanted to talk about was how this has elevated the other DCEU movies for me. I love Man of Steel, and unpopular opinion, I love Batman vs. Superman. I know both of those were received, or Man of Steel wasn't received terribly, but it wasn't received great. It seems like as time has went on, people have come to appreciate it. Batman vs. Superman was received horrendously. People have started to come around a little bit on it, especially when everybody learned that the Ultimate Edition was the way to watch it. I've always loved it. I really have. But I think this elevates those two movies. I think that it makes both of them better. It makes the DCEU better as a whole. And another unpopular opinion incoming, this one likely to make a lot of people mad, now seeing the completion of how Justice League was supposed to be viewed, I like it better than the MCU. In all honesty, I really do. I love the darkness of the DCEU. I love the writing. I love the characters. The DC characters I've always liked them better, but it's just seeing the complete, no, it's not complete, but seeing this section of the story being completed, I like it better than the MCU. I really do. And I like how the heroes are portrayed more. They're worshipped like gods, and that's how they're supposed to be. DC characters are worshipped like gods. Marvels are like your everyday people. if a superhero came to Earth right now, like if Superman came to Earth, a lot of people would worship him like a god. So that's how they're supposed to be portrayed in movies. Not like these everyday people that you're going around on the street taking pictures with, like holding these Avengers events, but they're supposed to be higher than us. And I love how that's portrayed, and especially how it's portrayed in this movie. So I know that that might make a lot of people mad, but I don't care. Oh well. This movie was just, it really was an upgrade on every single level from the 2017 movie. I had such a good time with this movie. It's like, how did the studio and Joss Whedon, how did they view this and say, this won't make money, people won't like this, we need to cut it down under 2 hours and make something that is an atrocious ball of CGI and just throw it out there? I really don't understand. But holy crap, I'm so excited that we finally got to see this. I loved every minute of it. I thought the runtime was perfect. I told my girlfriend and my parents that I watched it with Friday night, I was like, I could literally sit and watch another hour of this. Like, the pacing was perfect, the runtime was perfect. No complaints at all. It needed all 4 hours to flesh out the story and the backstory for characters like Flash and Cyborg. It needed every bit of that time, and it did it perfectly. Now, for a final rating, I would venture to say that this is probably, I've seen it twice now, this is probably my second favorite comic book movie of all time, behind The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight is my favorite film of all time. The Dark Knight's a 10 out of 10. So comparing it to that, I can't give it a 10, but a 9 in my opinion is too low. So I would probably say a 9.6. I'm going to say 9.7. A 9.7 is very fair for this movie, and I think it deserves it. I really have no complaints with it, and hashtag restore the Snyderverse. They just put a tweet out that said that Zack Snyder's trilogy is over, that he's done. Restore it. We've done it before. We have the power. We got the Snyder Cut because of our voices. Let's do it again. Let's get the Snyderverse back, because these next two Justice League movies, I've seen the storyboard ideas for them. They're crazy. They're crazy. Batman and Lois having a kid, Lois dying, the Nightmare. They're nuts. I'm going to do a video on that later this week. I'm also going to do a video, like I said, ranking the DCEU movies, talking about the 5 cameos. Martian Manhunter, just real quick, blew my mind. I got so pumped when I saw him. I wish he could have come in, maybe participated in the final battle a little bit, but it's okay. His cameo was incredible. I love seeing him in live action. He looked great. But a lot of new videos coming this week, and I'm really, really I'm so thrilled to have been able to watch this. Please let me know in the comments what you think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me why. Make sure to subscribe to tune in for the videos this upcoming week. I promise, if you've made it this far in the video, listen to me. You will not want to miss the video about Justice League 2 and 3. I've seen the storyboard ideas. I've read about them. They are insane. I can't wait to talk about it. So make sure you tune back in for these videos. Thank you for watching. Keep watching movies and keep watching DC.